Had to come back for a little bit of action. Hey, YouTube, what's up? So, I wanted to make this video today because I'm kind of irritated at some things. I got like a lot of people, they call me, or not really call me, well, they kind of call me, and email me or YouTube me. Some IG requests to ask about the company and stuff, and I tell them, my number one thing I always tell people, I'm like, do research before you come here. Don't just come here and think you're gonna make money, but you don't know what you're doing. So recently I had a cat from my trucking school. He asked me, hey Box, what's up with your job? They hiring? I'm like, yeah, they hiring. What company isn't hiring, right? What trucking company isn't hiring? So I told him to do some research before you come on here. I said, do research before you come on here, man, because flatbed ain't no joke. You know what I mean? And yeah, you could be in for a rude awakening if you do not know what you're doing in here. Well, I don't know if he took that message seriously, because he got on with the company and literally was a disaster. I told him from jump, I said, you're gonna need a trainer, man. You should go and get a trainer. Oh nah, man, my bills ain't set up like that. You know what I'm saying, I got bills. Well, you're not gonna be able to pay your bills if you can't operate this truck the correct way. So I was asking him, hey, what did you do up there in orientation? Because he didn't know how to fold a tarp. He didn't know how to strap down any securement. He didn't know securement at all, let alone how to strap down the tarps. You know how we roll the tarps up, throw them on the front of the trailer, strap them down? He had no idea how to do that, let alone work the Qualcomm. I understand when you're really new, how I was. Like, even though I had a trainer, I got on my own and still it was like all new again. I was like, what am I doing? I have no clue. But I called a few cats and they walked me through it. You know, I was like, familiarizing myself with it again. I was like, dang, okay, that's how we do it. Boom, do this. You know what I'm saying? And once you do it 3 or 4 times, you're like, oh, I'm good, right? Then you start to learn how to run. Well, I told him, I said, he had a run up there in Beaumont, California. I literally was in Phoenix on my way to Beaumont, California to get our loads load. We get flatbed loads out of the DC there. I meet him down there. He was been supposed to be gone. I meet him down there, so he's there an extra 4 hours learning how to bungee. And I said, did you learn anything? Did they teach you anything? He was like, yeah, they taught me this, and to tie the strap down and stuff like that. But when it came down to it, he had no clue. So I don't know where he slipped through the cracks, but he told me one day, he said, before when he was just about to get out of orientation, he said, man, they said I did so good that I don't need a trainer. I was like, oh, okay. I didn't know nothing. All right, cool. That's what's up. But then when he got out here, he had no clue on what to do, to the point where his what do you call it? I am so upset right now. His tarps look like this. What the fuck? His straps look like this.
Oh, no.
Like, don't when you get information, or when you're trying to figure out something about a company, do your own freaking research. Learn securement. Learn how to back the truck in. Learn how to not hit poles.
Oh my God!
I mean, cause you don't want to look like a freaking buffoon to the company. You know what I'm saying? Like, I almost was stressed out all the time because I was on FaceTime with this cat all the time. Like, all right, man, this how you do this. This how you, and I would say it 10 and 15 times. This how you do this. This how you do this. This how you do this. But it wasn't connecting with him. And I kept saying, you need a freaking trainer. What's wrong with going with a trainer for a week or two? Oh, I got bills. How are you gonna get paid then if you don't know what you're doing? So the company sends him way up there to Washington. And they send him up to Washington, and he literally like freaks out going up there. Let alone he came in the winter. The winter is tough. I mean, this is my first winter, and I'm trying to weather the storm, right? But I've done great. I've done well for myself. I set the bar up here. Like, see that past the camera? I set the bar up here. So whatever is, whatever's in my way getting up there, it's not that bad, because I'm like, okay, I'm going to get it here. But if you set the bar way down here, you're going to fail already. He had no clue. So he ended up leaving the truck in Washington in front of a Walmart on the side of a Wells Fargo. Left all his goddamn clothes on the goddamn trailer. I called and said, dude, what's up? Why'd you leave your clothes on? I had to go, the Uber was here. What? Like, dude was paranoid from the first time he done got in the truck. I be telling people, if you trying to get in the reefer, you better learn reefer. If you trying to get in the van, you better learn van. If you trying to get in the flatbed, you better learn flatbed. Like, what? I was asking him, what do you think was gonna happen? Did you think that they were gonna put the stuff on the truck and then they cinch it down themselves and they tarp it for you and everything? Like, we had, like, Lowe's is one of the easiest freaking loads to do. The easiest load. I mean, they tarp it for you. All you gotta do is bungee it and get on. Weigh your stuff and go. They tarp it for you. And then when you get to Lowe's, you untarp the stuff, roll it up, yada yada. You know what I'm saying? And I kept telling him, you need a trainer, dog. Go get a trainer. He didn't want to answer them questions. He only answered that question one time when he was just like stuck. And then he gets up there, finally gets up there. It takes him like a week to get up there to Washington. It should only take you 2.5 days, maybe. 2 days, 2.5 days to get up there. But his tarps was all jacked up. Now, that was on somebody here at the company. They put the tarps on wrong, so it bungeed it down and everything. It didn't work. So he had to stop at our French camp yard. They had to re-tarp him, got him on his way. He was good. But somebody even told him up there, they was like, you're new at this, huh? And he was like, yeah. They even said, you should go to trainer. I mean, to the point where people call him every time he stopped at somewhere, people are calling back to our yard talking about, who is this guy? He just slipped through the cracks. And I'm trying to help him out the best way I could. I'm on FaceTime with him every other second. You know what I'm saying? I'm texting him back every other second. He's calling me every other second, And then when I don't hear enough from him, when I don't hear from him for a while, I'll call him and make sure he ain't dead nowhere or slipped off the goddamn mountain somewhere. People are retarded, man. Like they think that, I'm like, do you understand what you got in front of you? Okay, you got a big old truck. You got a huge truck and you got stuff on it. You have to make sure that you don't hit nobody. You got to make sure that you maneuver the truck right. I was telling him, man, when you take that step deck, man, turn wide. Because it's longer, just turn wide. He was telling me I ain't backing into nothing. I'm like, you're gonna have to back in. Like today, I had to back in. I went to the convention center in Phoenix. I had to deliver a genie in the convention center. I have never been to the convention center in my entire life. I for dang sure never been down underneath the ground. I'm down there, and it's a whole secret society in there. I'm talking about full of trucks, right? I'm looking like, I ain't gonna lie, I was nervous. I'm like, how am I gonna back this in this tight spot? But there's no time for me to whine. Ain't no time for me to get mad. Somebody, they played me. They didn't play me. You better learn. You better learn. You know, and I backed it in there. Took a minute, but I got it. You know, and this tight spot number 12, I was over like, I don't know how I'm gonna get this in there. I ain't hit nothing. Got in there. So, you know, just honing your craft. But what I did is I learned, like I'm learning as we speak. Like I told old boy, I said, he asked me, he said, "Boss, how you so calm?" Or like, "Why you so calm?" I said, "Cause I've been through it before. I used to be hothead like you. I used to try to blame everybody like you. You did, you know." And then as you start to get older, you be like, "Look, man, you calm down. You start to decompress, and you start to take things, and you start to make hold yourself accountable." That was the only thing I did. I just held myself accountable, you know, and not blame him, not blame this person. Just do me. You see what I'm saying? So like when you coming on to a company, whether, like I said before, whether it's reefer, whether it's van, whether it's flatbed, make sure you know what you're doing. Period. Make sure that you do all the research. That's what I did. I got on YouTube. I looked at everybody's freaking video that had flatbed, because I wanted to know what's it all about. And even though I looked at it, I still didn't understand it. But when I got into that situation, I was like, oh, that's what he was doing. Oh, that's what he was doing. Okay. You see what I'm saying? Like, I put myself there. I did my due diligence, if that's what you want to call it. You know what I mean? Literally, this guy dropped the trailer, ripped the lines out of the trailer, hit a pole. What else? The fifth wheel. Remember in one of my videos where I overshot the kingpin? He overshot the whole goddamn thing. I'm talking about his catwalk. You couldn't even see his catwalk. It was down there with a headache rack is. Look, there's the headache rack. There's the catwalk, right? It was literally, you couldn't even see it. He jacked all that up. And then he got the nerve to tell people, or to tell me that they messed him up. They gave me the wrong directions. They didn't give you, if they gave you the wrong directions, fine. But they didn't make you hit the freaking pole. They didn't make you get up underneath the kingpin. Like everybody overshoots it. You know what I mean? I mean, if you're new, you're bound to do it. You're bound to overshoot it. You know what I'm saying? It's one time in your life. Everybody's probably done it. They just never either they've gotten out okay and didn't have to say that they did or whatever. But everybody's overshotting it, right? But you can't overshoot something and then talk about it was that person's fault. Or you can't drop the trailer and then talk about it's that person's fault. Or you can't rip the lines out talking about that person's fault. And you can't call somebody, ask them how to freaking bungee something down and say it's that person's fault. Or strap something down and say it's that person's fault. Like, you got to take accountability, man. Like, I'm irritated, and like I feel bad for dude, because I honestly think that, and I know you're gonna see this, and I really don't care. I'm here to give somebody game, and to whoever is watching this or whoever watches this, and if you're new coming into the game, do not come into something without doing research. That's how a lot of people get killed. A lot of people walk into something not knowing what they're getting themselves into and get murdered. Bink. Because they think they know best. See, his whole thing was, I want to be home, I want to be home. Bro, this is trucking. There's a lot of things that's not going to go right in trucking. Like he had a messed up trailer up there in Washington. It was messed up. When we went to go recover it, it was very much messed up. He didn't have no like brake lights. He didn't have no front trailer lights. He didn't have a lot of stuff, but he didn't know that because he didn't do a pre-trip. But the brakes were messed up on it. So when they fixed that, he was like, "Oh, the tires are bald," and they were like, "What's going on? Can you just drop it to the yard or whatever?" But you know, sometimes it goes both ways, because I get it when you're new like that. You're kind of like, "What are we doing? Like, why is this jacked up trailers everywhere?" But at the same time, if you would have went with a trainer would have told you, hey, this stuff happens up there. Don't be alarmed. Don't trip out. Just wait for him. They told him, hey, you got to wait 3 hours for somebody for roadside. He's talking about 3 hours. 3 hours. He called me talking about, it's about 3 hours. Like that, if that's what it, or you know what, then drive it. What do you want to do? You want to drive it, or do you want to wait 3 hours? Nah, man, I'm trying to get up out of here. I'm trying to get up out of here, bruh. You're never gonna make no money like that, blood. Like you have to weather the storm. So just chill out. They'll pay you. I gotta go home, blood. I gotta go home. I mean, the last time we left Beaumont together. We ran together. I get there, I get my load, I bounce. He's still trying to come up and get his load. Well, he overshoots the kingpin, messes that up for 2.5 hours, right? All right, fine. Then his clock is like running down. You know when your clock runs down, everything is about time. When your clock starts running down, you better get there. He goes over an hour and a half on his clock in the violation. But he don't understand the severity of that. So he just does it. Whatever, I don't care. They were like, can you just get the load? Can you just get the load there? He gets the load there, takes it off. They take all this stuff off, and then he leaves the truck there because he has to do his 10, right? So he leaves the truck there, goes home with his family, comes back, folds up the tarp how he folds the tarp up, and then straps it the way you just saw on that video, on that picture. Straps it like that. Like, ooh, you gonna kill somebody. All that showed signs. If he stayed here long enough, he either gonna kill himself or kill somebody. It's all about taking accountability too, man. You gotta take accountability for your actions, man. You know? I mean, super paranoid. But you know, that serves you right though. You paranoid because you didn't do no research. You just went off of, man, it's good, it pay good. It's cool. But if you're not prepared to do flatbed, if you're not prepared to get out and go and strap some stuff down, get out, you know, it's a workout. Go to reefer. Go to van. They don't do that stuff. The most they probably do is get out, open the doors up, back up, take your stuff off. Or if they want to get paid a little more, they can go back there and help you take it off. That's it. They got pallet jacks and everything. They don't have to do so much, you know? So that's what I tell everybody. If you are new, if you are watching this channel and you follow me or whatever, and you're thinking about getting into flatbed, do not come into flatbed if you have not done your research. Securement videos. Choice Mass has a great channel, especially for securement videos. Like, that's where I was going. Somebody told me to go to his channel. It was a long time ago. I didn't even know who he was. It was just like, go to this guy's channel. His channel is cool for securement. I was like, all right, you know. I went to his channel. I forgot who other channels I would go to. I never really went to Guilty 718's channel for securement. I forgot who else. There was somebody way before Choice that I was watching. But anyway, just some random people. I was basically making sure I knew what I was getting myself into, you know? So that's what you guys can do. If you are not sure, do research. Don't ever come out here, especially over here at my job, thinking that you're gonna make the bag if you are scared to run this truck, period. All right? Peace.